Welcome back, welcome back. I am Demetrius Wright, and I'm here with
King Cee O.
what's happening, Rob?
Yeah, what's going on, Brody?
Chilling. What's good with you? How you been?
I'm good as always. Good as
Yeah.
always.
That's what's up, man. Hey, appreciate you for letting me pull up on you, sitting down with me.
Appreciate you for having me.
Nah, for sure. Okay, so introduce yourself to the people on my platform, just in case they don't know who you are.
Well, okay. Well, I'm King Cee O. That's my IG name, King_CEEO. I am a music producer and recording engineer based out of Atlanta. I'm with Paper Route Empire. A lot of people know me from working in Street Execs Studios. I still be there. Sometimes I put in a lot of years there, probably about 8 years, 7 years.
Listen,
Something like that.
I remember, for sure.
Top selling engineer there the whole time.
So 8 years at Street Execs?
Well, maybe 5 or 6, because I had to take some time off from music.
Around the time, like what? Around what year?
Probably 2021. Yeah, I had to go away, just sit down. I had to sit it down for a little while. It was kind of crazy, but it was necessary.
All right, so we ain't gonna skip over the paper route. So you locked in with paper route.
That's where I read out. Yep.
Okay, give us a little bit about that. How you get locked in with paper route?
Oh, well.
You gotta be, you know what I mean, putting in work.
That was, I ain't gonna lie, that was a long process. Because, well, like I said, when I was at Street Execs, I used to be working in there all the time in their studio, and of course, Dolph and everybody else was always there. They have like Paper on Street Execs are always intertwined businessly on some level, so they were always at the studio. So that's how that started. I would record, I just recorded whoever come there. So they like, where's CEO at? And I just record them. You develop your relationship.
When people come in, they looking for you.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up, because I remember a couple times, Matt, my boy Mister.
Yeah.
We come off the road from South Carolina, and
That's my man.
Yeah.
He records grown now. I feel like I've been doing this so long that if you make music or create music in Atlanta, you either know me or you know somebody that know me. You either done work with me or somebody not too far away from you has worked with me.
Right.
Because
you done stamped yourself in the city.
I ain't doing nothing else with my life for years at a time.
So a little bit about your background. Where you from?
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a country boy.
Okay.
I ain't from the A.
So when did you come here? When did you come to Atlanta?
Shit, I've been here a long time. I came here in like, I think it was 2005.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been here a long time.
And made a name for yourself in a big city like this, full of producers and full of engineers.
And I was older than everybody.
Mm.
I didn't grow up doing music. You see what I'm saying? I got fired from a job. I was working at Comcast. I got fired. I was doing IT work. I moved down here to do IT work. So I'm like 25 or something like that, 26. I was working as an IT person at Comcast. And there was this man named Jeff Augustino. I'll never forget his name. Jeff Augustino. He was a director. Oddly enough, he was a director at 2 places I worked at. He fired me from both places. And when he fired me that second time, I told myself, I said, I ain't working for nobody else. That's it. I ain't doing this shit no more. That man just told me, don't nobody give a fuck. I'm so pissed. I was like,
Crazy.
That's how I started doing music. I got fired.
And you just said,
No, I went home. Like I said, I was about 26 at the time. I went home. I had a house, car, shit. And then I went on. My girl was like, what happened? I said, I got fired. So, well, what you want to do? I said, I don't want no more jobs, man. That man just...
You don't want nobody in control of your pocket.
Of my destiny.
Your destiny and your pocket, too.
I didn't like that. I ain't like how it felt that he got mad at a misunderstanding that we had. And they just... Cause I hated how that felt. So she said, well, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. She said, what did you want to do when you was little? I said, why does that matter? So maybe you should do that. And I was like, I want to be a rapper. How about that? And she was like, all right, what's wrong with that? I was like, man, I'm 26, man. I ain't got...
So at 26, you thinking becoming a rapper is like, man, I'm too old.
Yeah, because everybody been rapping their whole life. Like, oh, I gotta
But to
learn.
put the hours in, you think you ain't
I was
had
like,
enough
man,
hours.
ain't nobody gonna want to hear what I got to say, man. My daddy was the police and everything. My mom worked at a bank. I had a pretty nice upbringing. You feel what I'm saying? It was just normal. So, I don't know, like, rap is kind of weird now, but in the 90s, baby, didn't nobody want to hear that Fresh Prince shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they didn't want to hear that shit. And they didn't want to hear I made good grades. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what was I to rap about?
And coming from Chattanooga,
Yeah, what was I going to do, lie? Yeah, I got crack on the corner. Like, I didn't want to talk about the shit that I like to listen to. And I don't know the correlation, but it's like, growing up, I listened to UGK growing up. Like, I didn't...
facts.
I don't know. And it's so weird because I couldn't relate to the things they were describing in the music, but it was like the music itself just captivated my heart. And they'll be in there saying the craziest shit. And I mean, one day my dad came home, I was like 12, bro. I was listening to it's a group out of Texas called Endo G and Lil Blunt. This is way back in the 90s. And they had I forget the name of the album, but there's a song in there called Cocaine. So my dad come home from long day work, he opened the door. I got like 4 15s in my room, big ass stereo system. I got this shit shaking the pictures off the wall in there. And he come up the stairs and them motherfucking there talking cocaine, cocaine, the wall shaking in the house and said cocaine. Man, he kicked the door off the fucking out the wall. Boom! He came in there and threw my shit. Blah! I threw all my speakers on the wall. Boom! He came in there, kicked the tape deck. Bam! He was mad as fuck. So my dad he didn't fuck with rap music. So
that's crazy.
So that's kind of like the era I grew up in. So it was like, how was I going to be a rapper? What was I going to talk about? Talking about my dad coming in there kicking my ass because I was listening to cocaine.
And like you said, your dad was a police. And
yeah, and it wasn't really no lane for it wasn't no lane for that type of music at the time. Like right now, it's kids making that shit.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't going to lie. I bet you there's a whole bunch of kids lying. You see what I'm saying? Them niggas know their life was okay.
Yeah, 2-parent household.
Yeah, and they ain't here telling the story. My mama was on welfare. They be like, God, I know their mama looking at them like, nah, you know better. I forget who it was. It was some player.
Football player that came out with his son. And
his son.
I remember
he
that.
was like, son, you grew up in a gated community. What's wrong with you? You can't rap about the life in the streets. You wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck what I done done. You feel what I'm saying? You wasn't there.
So
I didn't want to be one of those kids because I wasn't there. I took $8,000, right? And I went to the store and bought a Phantom, a Motif, a MacBook, some monitors. I didn't know how to hook none of this shit up because I didn't know how to make none of this shit work. I just know I ain't had no job no more. And I was going to take all my money and bet on my own ass because I felt like I ain't had no choice. Now, as delusional as a decision as this was, completely delusional. I mean, I literally got a house and a car notes and shit like that. And I literally told myself, fuck a job. It's the weed. I hit the weed. It was like, fuck a job. So I was determined to, I remember, look, my hands, they say CO beats. And you notice the CO ain't spelled how I spell it now. That's how old it is. It's my first tattoo. As soon as I got the idea I wanted to make beats, I tatted my hands. Because you remember back in the day, they wouldn't give you no job if your hands was tatted.
Facts.
So I was hell bent on there ain't no plan
like
B.
You said,
and I'm trying to outthink myself. Like when it get hard on me and I decide not to do this, I said, hell no. I was trying to think of ways to outthink myself. I used to literally sleep in headphones and listen to Gucci Mane records in my sleep because I was trying to learn how to make beats. And at the time, my favorite person to listen to was Gucci Mane. Him and Zaytoven. I don't know what the fuck they had going on, but
that duo was crazy.
That shit had me fucked up in the head. All that shit. Yeah, that shit. So I wanted to learn how to make beats, and at the time I thought that was the dopest shit ever. So I put headphones on and smoked myself to sleep, and I would listen to Beethoven in my sleep. And I felt like anything that you intake into your subconscious would just pop up in your conscious life. Or maybe I was manifesting some shit before I knew anything about doing that. You feel what I'm saying? But it was on my brain. Everything about what I was doing at the time was always consumed with music.
Right.
Because I felt like I was behind everybody. Here I am, 26 years old, trying to teach myself how to make beats in a time where there was, see, I'm old now, so this is what I'm saying. There was no fucking YouTube tutorial on Fruity Loops. Nigga, you just bought the program and it said, ta-da. It came with this long, big-ass instruction book that was full of terminology. You ain't know what the fuck that shit meant.
Here you go, figure it out.
They give you a keyboard. The keyboard come with some shit to say don't get wet or some shit like that with a little note. And this it's a little tag. They come with shit. It's just a keyboard. So like back then, it was like some mystical, magical magic to making beats. You feel what I'm saying? So nobody would tell you shit. Even if you met somebody that knew how to make beats.
They ain't finna give you the sauce like that.
Sauce? They're not even gonna tell you where to start. They won't even tell you what they're using. You feel what I'm saying? They won't even tell you what they're using.
So you really had to get it out there.
Yes, man, you had to go look. You had to go watch old rap DVDs and pause the DVD so you could look in the background and look at the equipment and try to remember what it looked like, and then go to the store and try to hunt down what you thought you saw in the video. That's how I figured out what an MPC was. And the SP1200, I watched the old video of Manny Fresh and them, and I freeze the video and I looked at the names on the keyboards and the shit in them, because there was nobody to tell me. I didn't know nobody did music. My parents weren't musicians. I didn't have any cool friends that did music, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
So when you, like you say, you start rapping,
I started.
What did you do first?
All of it. That's what I keep telling you.
No, I'm saying far as like, you made a song, you made a beat and then make the song.
Yes.
So your first beat,
everything on me, because I was a big fan of Master P. Master P was my dog. He told Black on. So like when I said,
so you was on that wave.
10 keys. This was gonna be my No Limit. 10 keys. This was supposed to be my No Limit.
I remember that.
You feel what I'm saying?
I remember that.
I ain't the only one with this tatted on him. Like I felt I was proud of myself, man. I came down.
I remember that 10 keys bro, for sure.
Yeah, so I was like 10 keys to the world blow. I was like, I was 10 keys crazy. You feel what I'm saying? I was rapping, making graphics, making beats, record music.
One stop shop.
Doing podcasts. This was years ago, way before podcasts and shit became a thing. We're talking about like 2006 and 7, 2008, 9. I had me and my buddy Chop, you know Chop. We would sit on my couch and I set the camera up like that, and I had a t-shirt behind me that said 10 keys, and I'd be like, welcome back to the motherfucking CEO show, and I'm your host, CEO, and then Chop would be on there with me. And you know, at the time, that's when fashion was changing. So we would always be talking about, man, what's up with these rappers with these skinny jeans on, man? You look like some bitches. You got them itty bitty pants on, man.
Y'all still got the baggies on.
Yeah, I still had the bag pants on. 6 months later, I had on skinny jeans and Chop was talking about me. But I had to get with the time, baby. I couldn't, you know what I mean? I had to, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not 6 months, but it happened.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't think Chop still don't wear skinny jeans to this day. He said, fuck this shit. The baggy shit that came back in style.
Nah, for sure. So fast forward, right? All right, your first beat that you made that you was like, they gonna fuck with this one.
The first beat.
And the people fuck with it. Your first beat that you made that people fuck with. How did that make you feel?
My first beat. That's why I knew I was supposed to do this shit.
Oh, so your first one was like that?
No, it was trash. But follow me. Follow me now. The first beat I made was a sample of Sam Cooke, A Change Gonna Come. It took me a week to make it because I knew nothing about sampling or nothing about how to use this shit. But I was hell bent on it, and I had dreamed about it. And I've tried to remake this beat and cannot do it. I don't know why, but it was a change gonna come. Yeah, yes it is.
Right.
Yes it is.
It's
Yes
been
it is.
long.
Oh, yes it is.
Yeah.
Yes it is. Yes it is. That's how I had chopped the stuff. Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. I had some drums in it. And it sounds crazy, but at the time, nobody really had heard nobody do what I was doing because I grew up. It's complicated. I'm skipping too much because I'm an old ass nigga, but it got to make sense to you. So in my early years of falling in love with rap, it was all like New York shit, like Nas, like it was like Mos Def, all this shit was in my head because
Slick Rick, you was Slick Rick?
All that.
Yes.
Not that I didn't listen to down south music, it just wasn't a lot of it.
And I was on the
I don't
East
know why
Coast
everybody
music
act like they don't remember. There was not a lot of it. If you was from Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia, you wasn't getting no fucking record deal. There was not a lot to listen to when I first started. My first dance I read was 8 Ball of MJG. They had Jerry because I bought it at the flea market because I couldn't get it at the fucking mall. My taste at the time when I started making beats, people that was chopping samples, they was on some like New York shit. So they didn't use 808s. They was kicks and basses, and they would sample basses and put it in the records and shit like Wu-Tang Clan and all that shit. And then they would use all these big words like abomatomically, Socrates philosophy, take the fine hobby, dropping these. You feel what I'm saying? You be like, what the fuck is he saying? But I was on that. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm country as fuck, so I wanted to hear 808s. So I would chop these samples. The first time I made the first beat I made, it was in 2005. And change gonna come, but it was all chopped up like a Wu-Tang beat. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, yes it is, yes it is, yes it is. Yes. But then I put 808s on it. So when people heard it, it hit them like, oh. Because that wasn't a common thing at the time. But so people would hear it, they'd be like, what the fuck? And Chopper tell you this story because he was around back then. Everybody, there's a couple other people that's still around me now, they remember that. But I played and everybody was like, yo, that's tough. But it really wasn't because I didn't know about matching the key and nothing, but conceptually it was dope. So everybody was like, yeah, and I'm thank God for those people now. Right. Because if they had kept it all the way real with me, I wouldn't be making beats. I would have been discouraged. But because they blew up and said, yeah, woo, that shit all good. How you do that? That's the first beat. That's the first one you did. But you went off, boy, that's crazy. And it's like, I'm gonna tell you who them people are. There's this dude named Fat Steve, a guy named Big Mike. There was some of my friends back then. That's how I met Drop, through them. But they was like my buddies. I had just met this girl that they was all living together in the house. Me and the girl was dating. And so I made the beat and they was like, whoa, boy, you got something. So they made me feel like I had it. So even when I had it wrong, I was determined to figure it out. Right. And so when I got fired later on in life, it was like, fuck it, I guess I'm gonna do this. So I just started. I spent all the money. We was doing the podcast and shit. The CO show I would have on Saturdays. I had a beat of the day. I had Count the Money Monday. I did one every day and uploaded to Facebook. And nobody paid attention to this shit. I probably had like 24 people watching. But in my brain, I would replay an interview in my head where I think it was Master P said when he first started doing this, he would do these shows and he would go to the show and it would be like maybe 10 people out there. Right. And he said, I put on a show
that's
like
what
it was
for.
1,000 people. Because he said, if I could get the attention of those 10 people in this circumference of this city, then with that same ratio to people in the world, I can get 1 million records sold. Bet it, bet it, bet it, bet it, bet it, bet it. Bet it, 50,000 nigga, I'ma bet it. At the casino, I'ma bet it. Quick trip with me, nigga, bet it. And my money with them, nigga, bet it.